US President Donald Trump is set to have a meeting tonight, and it's all that the American press can seem to talk about. It's not with a head of state or a business tycoon. This is a meeting with the mayor-elect for New York City, Zohran Mamdani. He's been sparring with Trump for months. Trump called Mamdani a communist. His son called Mamdani anti-India. But now they're set to meet, and it's all over the headlines because New York is not just another city. It is the biggest city in America with a GDP of $1.2 trillion. It's also the city Trump was born in and politically broke up with. So this will be a high-stakes encounter. Our next report tells you what's on the agenda and if this meeting will decide New York City's future.
Traditionally, when a new New York City mayor is elected, they get a polite, handshake-heavy courtesy call with the president. The photo op, the pleasantries, the looking forward to working together. This is not that tradition. Before the two have even shaken hands, Trump labeled Mamdani everything from radical leftist to communist.
We skipped socialist and we put in a communist instead. That didn't work out too well.
Well, I think you have to look. If he is a communist, you know there's not going to be a lot of activity.
He's threatened New York's federal funding. He's teased sending the National Guard to police the city. He's even joked about arresting Mamdani. And Mamdani? He responded with a simple message.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power.
So now picture these two walking into a room together. In a statement, Trump said Mamdani had requested for the meeting initially.
I think it's very telling, but I also think it speaks to the fact that President Trump is willing to meet with anyone and talk to anyone and to try to do what's right on behalf of the American people.
Mamdani also admitted that he had requested for the meeting, adding that he was willing to work with Trump on any agenda that benefits New Yorkers.
My team reached out to the White House to set up this meeting because I will work with anyone to make life more affordable for the more than 8.5 million people who call this city home. I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable for every single New Yorker.
Now, Mamdani's predecessors did not get an Oval Office one-on-one with the president. I'm talking about Bill de Blasio and current mayor Eric Adams. So this is a big deal. On the surface, the stakes are obvious. New York City is the biggest city in the US by population, with over 8 million residents. In 2023, it had a GDP of $1.2 trillion. New York City also depends heavily on federal funding for housing, transit, childcare, disaster aid, policing. A hostile White House can make life extremely difficult for a mayor. But beneath that, both men have much more to lose. He's the first Democratic Socialist elected mayor of America's largest city. His supporters didn't elect him to play nice. They elected him to pick fights about rent, public transit, affordability, policing, and childcare. If Mamdani walks into the Oval Office with too much softness, his base will accuse him of joining the establishment or worse, selling out. Then there is Donald Trump. Mamdani is a perfect foil heading into the midterms elections next year. If Trump plays too nice, his own base might think he's suddenly collaborating or going bipartisan. But if he plays too rough and tanks NYC's finances, he risks being blamed for chaos in the city that he still claims as one of his life's great love stories. Trump loves New York, but he also loves having a villain, and he hasn't yet decided which role Mamdani will play. Here's the weird thing. There is overlap between Trump voters and Mamdani voters, about 10% in the last election. Call them the working class crossover crowd. People who voted for Trump in 2024 and Mamdani in 2025. People whose main concern is neither ideology nor personality. It's rent. These voters don't care if the mayor is a socialist or the president is MAGA. They care that the groceries cost more than their Uber ride. They want buses to be cheap, streets to be safe, and rent to stop rising. And that's why this meeting matters. Both men are technically fighting over the same thing, ownership of the affordability message. The question is who gets to frame it. Whatever happens in the Oval Office, rest assured, New Yorkers will be the first to feel it.
I was a revolutionary. I became a ruler. I claimed to protect my people. I terrorized them instead. I built palaces. I started wars. I lost everything. Some called me a defender of Arab pride. History remembers me as a dictator. Who am I?